Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go over Fastlane that happened about 2 minutes ago. Fastlane was live from the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. I really wish I could have been there. At the same time, I don't because it was way too predictable. Let's turn my phone on silent so that we don't get any interruptions. Okay. So the kickoff show, I actually did not specify the kind of match that Kalisto and Del Rio were going to have for the United States Championship. It was the best 2 out of 3. Del Rio announced that during Raw, and I forgot to mention it. So it was the best 2 out of 3. The match starts off with Kalisto doing Kalisto-like things, and then he gets thrown out of the crowd. Del Rio flexes to the crowd, and he gets booed a lot. Del Rio gets thrown into the ring post, and 1, 2, Del Rio kicks out. Kalisto hits a Hurricane Rana on Del Rio, sending him over the barricade, and when Del Rio comes back up, he hits Kalisto with a chair. Kalisto wins the first bout. And then he decides to beat the shit out of Kalisto outside of the ring. I unfortunately did not get to see how the second match ended, but I know it ended with a corner stomp to Kalisto, and Del Rio picked up the victory. The network kept fucking up like this whole show, so I didn't get to see it. When it came back on, Kalisto hit a DDT and he gets a 2 count. Del Rio then hits an inverted superplex. Kalisto rolls out of the ring so he can't get pinned. And then Del Rio hits a corner stomp on the barricade, which looked like it fucking hurt. If you think it looks bad in the ring, he hit it on the cement. And Kalisto gets in the ring at 9. Kalisto hits a Hurricane Rana on Del Rio, throwing him into the corner. Del Rio stumbles back, and Kalisto rolls him up and gets the victory. Kalisto retains his United States Championship. The first match of the actual show was Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch versus Team Bad. Becky and Sasha they argue to see who's going to start the match. Sasha ends up starting, but then literally 2 seconds later, Becky tags herself in. Becky and Sasha both baseball slide kick Team Bad, and then Naomi hits a stunner-like thing on Becky while she's on the top rope, and Becky gets in at 7. Naomi then soon starts to take over from here. She takes out both Sasha and Becky, and Becky gets in at a 2 count. Becky starts to fight back and then eventually tags Sasha in. Sasha hits a bunch of knees to the face. She goes for the bank statement. Tamina pulls Sasha out of the ring. Sasha then runs into a rear view. 1, 2. Sasha kicks out. And Sasha then locks in the bank statement on Naomi for the win. Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. Dolph Ziggler, being from Ohio, gets a huge pop, as expected. Kevin Owens starts out on top, as he should. Dolph hits a dropkick and a splash, but Kevin still takes over. Owens hits a senton. 1, 2. Ziggler kicks out. Ziggler drives Owens shoulder first into the ring post, and Ziggler starts to rally back from that. He hits 4 elbow drops, but only gets a 2 count. Owens then hits a cannonball. 1, 2. Ziggler kicks out. Owens slams Ziggler off the top rope. Ziggler rolls out of the ring and hits a super kick on Owens. And then Owens hits his own super kick. And then Ziggler hits another super kick. 1, 2. Owens kicks out. Owens goes for a powerbomb onto the ring apron, the same powerbomb he did to Sami Zayn to put him out of action. Ziggler reverses into a Hurricane Rana, throwing him into the steps. Ziggler hits a Famouser. 1, 2. Owens kicks out. Owens then hits a pop-up powerbomb on Dolph Ziggler for the win. Owens keeps his title. Big Show, Kane, and Ryback versus the Wyatt family. Who really cares? Big Show throws everybody out of the ring. Ryback hits a shell shock on Lou Harper. 1, 2, 3. They jobbed the fucking Wyatts to the Titans Big Show, Kane, and Ryback. Why the fuck did they do that? I don't understand. Let's go on to the next match. That pissed me off. Charlotte versus Brie Bella for the Divas title. Brie, as she's coming out, she gets a huge yes chant going, which is obviously going to work every time. And she's wearing the same leg wraps that Daniel Bryan wore in WrestleMania 30, like the gray ones. So that was pretty cool. The match starts off fairly even. They're doing a lot of grapples and whatnot. Brie then slams Charlotte down uh, after getting slammed by Charlotte herself. Brie puts Charlotte in an armbar. Charlotte kicks out. Brie then goes into some yes kicks, they're always great to see. Charlotte pulls Brie out of the ring with her legs by the head and slams her onto the cement. Brie puts Charlotte in a sleeper hold. Brie hits some forearms. 1, 2. Charlotte kicks out. Charlotte goes for the figure eight. Brie reverses into a drop kick. Brie then hits a drop kick off the top rope and goes into more yes kicks. Brie reverses the figure eight into the yes lock, which Charlotte eventually gets out of and locks in the figure four, and Brie taps out. Charlotte keeps her title. Next match is the best match of, it's tied for best match of the night. AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. Match starts out same as the last one, lots of grappling. AJ then soon takes over. AJ turns into a punch from Chris Jericho, who's coming in from the top rope. Like, he jumps off the top rope, punches AJ in the face. As AJ turns around, AJ then shakes it off and hits a drop kick. Jericho throws AJ out of the ring, hitting him after hitting a backdrop. Then the network kept screwing up, so I didn't get to see a lot of this match. But the crowd was very divided. Like, you get, it's kind of like how Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks. It goes Let's Go AJ, Chris Jericho, Let's Go AJ, Let's Go Chris Jericho. It was good. AJ reverses a superplex and slams Chris Jericho's head onto the turnbuckle. AJ hits a Pele kick on Jericho while he's standing on the top rope. Jericho locks in the walls, but AJ Styles struggles and gets the rope. As AJ was getting in the ring, Jericho hits a code breaker. AJ hits a Styles Clash on Jericho. 1, 2. Jericho kicks out. Don't know why, but he did. After he kicked, AJ locks in the calf crusher, and Jericho taps out. Jericho then gets back in the ring as AJ's celebrating, pulls him off the top rope as he's like looking to the crowd. They act like they're going to fight. Chris Jericho extends his hand, and they shake. The Cutting Edge Peep Show with Edge and Christian, with special guest The New Day. Everybody thought that this segment was going to be the debut of Enzo and Cass, but I'm sorry to say, it was worse than that. Christian and Edge and Christian were talking about how the first tag team ladder match was held in Cleveland. It's also the first standing ovation they ever got. Came from Cleveland when it was still the Gund Arena and not the Quicken Loans Arena. And then the New Day come out and they interrupt. When they come out, Edge says that when the New Day first started, he had never seen so much chocolate doing so much vanilla. And says that the New Day is pretty much just a ripoff of Christian, and that Edge and Christian, and that all they do is come out and wear unicorn horns and make fun of sports teams. And Big E's like, we do not make fun of sports teams, but I will tell you that LeBooty James will never win a championship in this city, and that obviously gets him booed. New Day says that no one is better, and they go on to talk. Edge and Christian then, for some reason, go on to talk shit about the League of Nations, which they eventually come out. New Day leave the ring. Del Rio brings up the fact that he forced Edge to retire 5 years ago, and Edge was like, yeah, and I've still done more in the WWE than you have in those 5 years. Edge and Christian leave, join the New Day on the ramp, and they just continue to insult the League of Nations, and that segment is over. It didn't go as I wanted it to, but hey, this next part wasn't scheduled. It just kind of happened. The social outcomes social outcasts come out and they're like, this is Fastlane, and they keep comparing themselves to cars. And then R-Truth comes out for some reason, and apparently R-Truth and Curtis Axel had a match scheduled, and they did it. I didn't really care to watch. Goldust came out because he's been messing with R-Truth for the past month or so. He comes out, R-Truth, he comes out to help R-Truth, and he attacks the social outcast, but R-Truth gets confused, doesn't know what's going on. Curtis Axel rolls him up and gets a win on pay-per-view. Truth then walks out of the ring on Goldust, pissed off. The match that everybody, I guess, wanted to see. It's the triple threat for the #1 contendership at WrestleMania 32 versus The Game, Triple H. We have Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar versus the home state boy, Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns obviously gets booed as soon as the bell rings. Brock goes right for Dean. He eventually knocks Dean out of the ring and suplexes Roman, and he starts to beat Roman in the corner. Dean hits a dropkick on Brock, which then sends Brock's attention on Dean. He hits a belly-to-belly on Dean, and then they get outside of the ring, and he hits another belly-to-belly on Dean, dropping him on his head outside of the ring. Then it was Roman's turn, and Roman goes to Suplex City. Wait, what does it say? Oh. So, breaking news, WWE officially signs 3 times IWGP champ since Shinsuke Nakamura. Even though we kind of knew that, it's 100% official. So my phone just updated that, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Roman goes to Suplex City. He gets hit by an F5, but the count is broken up by Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose slaps Brock Lesnar in the face, and Brock doesn't like that, obviously, and beats him down. And then Dean takes that one-way ticket to Suplex City as well. Brock tries to F5 Dean. Roman hits him with a spear. 1, 2, Brock kicks out. Roman hits a Superman punch on Brock. Brock ties, and then Brock gets knocked out of the ring after the Superman punch. Roman goes for another one. He lands in an F5, and Dean knocks him off his shoulders. And because Brock was trying to F5 Roman Reigns through the announce table, Dean hits him off with a low blow, and then Dean and Roman, they clear the announce table and they powerbomb Brock Lesnar through said announce table. Dean then kicks Roman in the gut and throws him into the stairs. Dean hits a flying elbow on Roman. 1, 2, Roman kicks out. Dean runs into a boot from Roman, and then he does the wicked clothesline thing, which is always really cool, even though you could easily see it coming, but it's really cool. Brock gets up, as Brock's getting up, Roman and Dean clear another table, and Brock gets powerbombed through that second table. And then they're like, well, he's probably going to get up again, so let's just pile all the pieces of the 2 tables on top of him, which they do. And then Roman starts to beat Dean up. Dean goes for a flying elbow, but gets hit by a Superman punch. Dean eventually gets out of that, and he goes for dirty deeds of his own, and he hits it, but he gets a 2 count. Brock then comes back in as Roman has Dean on his shoulders going for a Samoan drop, and Brock suplexes him. Roman spears Brock, but Brock puts, when he goes for the pin, Brock puts Roman in the Kimura lock. Roman stands up. Dean hits Brock with a chair a few times. Brock falls off, and then he starts to hit Roman with that same chair. He turns around to focus on Brock Lesnar. Roman hits him with a spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman wins. He's your #1 contender for WrestleMania 32. We all knew this was going to happen. Storyline. We all wanted Dean Ambrose to win it. He looked like he was going to win it. But storylines are things still. So that's why Roman Reigns won. But the only thing I don't understand is the Wyatt family they were apparently supposed to interfere and set up a Bray Wyatt Brock Lesnar match, but that never happened. As Roman Reigns is celebrating, Triple H comes out. He walks into the ring. They stare at the WrestleMania sign, and the show is over. So, I mean, it was predictable. The match was good. It was a good match. AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho and the Triple Threat match were the best two matches of the night. The show did get really shitty for a little bit, but that's what's expected. They treated it kind of like a Monday Night Raw with that whole R-Truth, Curtis Axel thing. But, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens on Raw tomorrow. I'm predicting, this is my predictions, that new award that they're handing out tomorrow is starting off the show. I see them giving it to John Cena. John Cena comes out, accepts it. Undertaker gets pissed off and says, "No, I deserve it," and it sets up a match for WrestleMania. That's what I see happening. That's going to be the start of the show, apparently, the award ceremony. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully Roman turns heel, joins the Authority. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. It's very predictable. We knew this was going to happen. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's Fastlane predictions. Well, not predictions, review. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cam Cody, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!